right. Welcome to another episode of To the Fullest. Today, my guest, CC Storm, talented bass player out here in Las Vegas. How you doing, CC?
Doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing great, man. Having a good morning, enjoying the day.
Beautiful day out.
Yeah, man. So, I got your new album here, or your old album here. You actually have a new one coming out. So we have the album Passionately Angry by CC Storm, and that's available at Zia Records.
Zia Records over at Sahara, I think.
The one on Sahara, yeah?
Sahara and the other, whatever the other location is now.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's another one on Eastern.
Yes, Eastern. Correct.
That's the one I usually end up at, is the one on Eastern.
Correct.
And then you got a new album coming out as well, right? You got Rise the Horizon.
Correct. That'll be out. It should have been out by now, but because of this lovely COVID-19 that decided to grace our country and the world, everything's been delayed. So been re-recording some new tracks, touching up some stuff. I should have it done hopefully by December, and if not, it'll be done early January, February, and it'll be out early next year.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm excited about that one.
That's awesome. So where are you guys recording the new album at?
I'm recording it at Chase Music Studios up on East Buffalo in Charleston. One of my friends who I've known for probably the better part of 30 years, grew up with him back in Pennsylvania, and he moved out here, opened up his own studio. So I use his studio, and that's where we recorded Passionately Angry. I recorded Passionately Angry. I'm pretty much a one-man band. So, but when I go out and play live, I do hire musicians, and I have some people playing with me now. So that's where I recorded it. I'm recording the new album there, and because I like the sound we got out of it. I mean, when you walk in, he's basically just using his a computer and 3 monitors, and everything's all digital now. You don't need those big fancy consoles. You can get the same thing out of it. So I took one of my friends up to his studio a couple of weeks back, and he's like, "Where's the console?" It's right here. It's on the computer. So
yeah, everything's in the box nowadays.
It pretty much is. Yeah, I can't imagine doing analog recording anymore because it just takes longer. Takes much longer.
It does. It does take a long time. Oh, look here. I got the Chase Music Studio up on the Facebook here. Let's take a picture here. So this is probably what you're talking about here?
Yeah, that.
Nice.
Yeah, he added 2 more monitors, so it's very surround, and he's added some more speakers. It looks much better now and sounds much better. But Dave's a great guy. I've known him a very long time. So anybody who needs, he also teaches guitar and piano. So if anybody wants guitar lessons or piano lessons, Dave's your go-to guy. So
nice. Yeah, I saw on your page here it had, I think, the screens you were talking about as well. But yeah, you're playing all the instruments on your record, huh?
Yeah, I did mostly, with the exception of a couple guitar solos on Passionately Angry. I did all the instruments. On this one, Dave has been playing some guitar on it, did some leads. Couple new songs that I've been writing. I'll probably do all the instruments on all the instrumentation on that, and all the vocals. I do have Mary Crya singing "X-Ray Eyes." That'll be on there, which is a Kiss cover off the album Dynasty.
Nice.
So you can listen to that one, and then listen to mine. Got some plugs over the summer, which I was really proud of, and came out real well.
Nice. So, yeah, we had Mary just on the podcast recently.
Oh, I love
She's
Mary.
an amazing vocalist out here in Las Vegas, and I've been good friends with her for quite a while now.
Such a personality on her.
I know, right? Such a huge personality.
Yeah, amazing. So we met at Kiss Night last year, and we just hit it off. So
I love Kiss Night. Tony Curtis putting the great charity event over at Vamped.
Yep.
And Kiss Night's fantastic. You get all the local musicians out here in Las Vegas, plus a lot of great guest stars coming together and raising a bunch of money for the kids.
Yeah.
It goes to music for schools, right?
Yes.
Yeah, music programs for schools.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a fantastic project that he's done. And it's raised a lot of money, great cause.
Done very well, and will continue to do so after this pandemic ends.
That's awesome. I found it. I knew I saw what you were talking about when you were saying that they had the triple monitor display going on over at Chase Music Studios.
Yeah, that's the one.
See, that's the way to do it, man.
Uh-huh.
That is fantastic. I just recently got a Raven MTI from my friend Mark, who plays for Foundry, and I've always wanted one of those. It's like a touchscreen interface that goes right on your desk, but you can bring your mix window up and actually like move faders on the screen, and so it leaves room for all the monitors that I had to do like a nice display like that in my studio as well. And it's pretty sexy whenever you have all that going on at the same time. You're like, oh my gosh.
I know. Problem is, if I had Dave stuff, I would never leave the house again.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to have all that and you're just sitting in your house,
Sure.
man. Be able to be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to. I've been trying to focus on working on a solo album as well, where I
Good.
play all the instrumentation. But it's been a lot of energy trying to do this thing and work on the other YouTube videos and stuff.
Sure.
and
You're doing a wonderful
moving it.
thing. You're doing a wonderful thing. So.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of those things I love to give the opportunity to the local musicians and the local crowd out here in Las Vegas. And
Well, it's very much appreciated. Very much appreciated.
yeah, man.
So-
Everybody's been saying, especially with the Corona going on, it's hard to get together with your friends and catch up and see what's going on with everybody. And
Exactly.
so this definitely gives an opportunity for people to come on and promote what they're up to, and really gives a chance for the community to see all that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and I appreciate you hitting me up and coming on the show, man. That's what it's all about, dude. Like I really appreciate the support that you've been giving. So watching the show and
Well, of course. I mean, I want to see my friends succeed. Certainly want to succeed at this. I mean, I don't need to be a rock star, but I just want to get out there and plug my stuff, and because I love playing. It's you don't want to give it up. It's
Yeah.
you'll be 80 years old, and you still want to be out on stage.
of course,
So-
yeah, it's not about the money, right?
Exactly. I just like to play. I mean, I'm not. Look, if I was in this for the money, I would have left a long time ago. So,
Yeah, man. That's how I ended up being an engineer. I
Yeah.
was just like, I still want to do this music thing,
right.
But the money's not quite there whenever you're just trying to be the musician. Some people do really well with that, but it's very difficult to accomplish.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to be able to stay within that community of people and stay working on music and survive off of it at the same time. And it's a lot of fun doing all this technical stuff, man.
Do you have any of your music on like Spotify or iTunes or anything like that?
Let me think. I don't know. The last thing I did was the Cracker Man album, and I don't know where if that's still up or not. I think Tyler might have tried to get rid of a bunch of it online when he started his new projects. But I do have I have a copy of the Pink album over there. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it online here. But we did a lot of fun stuff. Let me see here. I definitely can find like the website's down too, huh? Yeah. Once we went different ways, I think Tyler kind of scoured the internet and tried to make it disappear.
Okay. Was it?
He just wanted to have a clean slate with his new project, and
Oh, okay.
he kind of started it all over again.
Okay.
And then he ended up going with the Alligator Blood Band.
All right.
But I haven't looked it up in a while. I have not looked it up in a while. I got to find something that's not on YouTube, so that even though it's my stuff, I guess I could play off the YouTube, right?
Should be able to.
Right? They just demonetize your stuff, but then it's like,
Well, the reason why I was asking is because if you again, like royalty statements from your record, anything you're published, because my royalty statements, if I was in it for the money, the revenue is it's laughable.
no, yeah, it was not very successful with that. We were selling the albums and everything, and we were on iTunes,
Okay.
and Spotify and all that, and we were getting sales, and it never really added up to anything, right? It was just like, maybe you'll get a little bit of money, but it was like not enough to really go around. Really, what we were making money off of was the T-shirts and
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
Sure.
That's really where you make your money at in a
Yeah.
band nowadays is merchandise, and I don't think that'll ever change.
No.
But yeah, making album sales they're hard, man. It's
Especially
really hard.
anymore, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's on there is that video from it's all gone. Tyler was very efficient. If there's one thing Tyler is, it's efficient. Yeah, he made that shit disappear.
Friends of mine back east, they were signed to Atlantic. Their band was called Solution AD.
Okay.
And they were signed to Atlantic back in early 90s, mid-90s maybe. And their first album, Happily Ever After, did okay. They were on tour with David Bowie and stuff. But I know they just re-pulled their albums and re-released it on I don't know If it's their own label or they got another label to pick them up, I don't know. Because it was on Atlantic Tag, and then they went somewhere else. I'm just curious. It's kind of pointless, but whatever. But
Yeah, that's one of the most difficult things is to make money off album sales nowadays, especially with the streaming services and YouTube and all that. It's like it's so easy to get at people's music for free or just for paying the streaming service, and then like Spotify's not going to give you any money.
No,
I mean, even the people that are doing millions and millions of plays on Spotify aren't making anything from that.
You're lucky if you're getting $500 if they're getting millions of plays.
Yeah,
they're lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Drake was a good example of that. He was one of the most popular artists on Spotify, and he was not making anything from it. Their whole structure is just piracy, basically. They just steal everything, and they went in after all the record labels when everything was really collapsing, and they were just like, well, here's a last chance for you to make a little bit of money. Give us your entire catalog for like entire record labels. And they just said, screw it. We're not making any money.
Here you go.
Forfeited the rights to all these catalogs, and then Spotify just keeps everything. I mean, it just goes to the management, and the artist gets nothing.
Yeah.
It's really a shame. But what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do, right?
Nothing you can do.
That's what people listen to music on, is Spotify and iTunes.
Well, it's not going back to, as much as I hate to say it, it's not going back to CDs, and people are just rediscovering vinyl, which is really nice. But even vinyl's expensive.
Yeah.
And vinyl's like $30 an album, if that, or more.
That's what I was going to do with my next record, is do vinyl. And I'll do you can buy it on iTunes and everything, but then it's like, I'm going to be releasing it on vinyl just because, like, I don't know anybody that really does the CD exchange anymore, right? Like, my buddy gave me a CD to listen to music on, and I was like, shit, the only CD player I have is in my car.
Exactly.
I don't have anything that plays CDs anymore.
You can't find them in stores.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, you got to go to Amazon if you want to buy a CD player.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I could probably hook it up. I can plug a CD into my laptop, you know, and play it off my laptop.
Sure.
But that's about it, really. You know, it's a different world we're living in. Everything just streams right up. When I listen to music, I stream it off my Alexa devices.
That's what I do
tell
too.
her to play it for me.
Yep.
It's crazy. So yeah, it makes it really, really difficult. I did find one thing that I have the rights to here, which is my old tribute band that I played in, and I love showing this one off. This came out really well, and we shot this. Revamped.
Nice.
And I actually did all this stuff, man. It's pretty fantastic. And I got Anthony Gomez and Pauly D up there. We had a lot of fun doing this. I really hope we get to start playing live shows again.
Me too.
Because it's like when you're in a tribute band like this, it's there's no point in like cutting albums or anything. You know, It's just. And this is really where my focus ended up at, was doing this because it was really a lot of fun to play live. Yeah, I miss doing this, man. I miss doing this. When's the last time you played a gig, man?
Kiss Night. That was the last time I did a gig.
Oh, that was last year.
Last year.
Wow.
Yeah. My previous employer, I had to beg just to let them give me part of the night off to go to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I had to come back to work when it was done. I had to leave. I had to be there. I said I'd be back by midnight. I got back there by like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I had to work all night at the time. So, needless to say, I'm not there anymore. That's how well I was treated.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I always tell people that, man. It's like, you're only as valuable as they see you at the time. You know, nobody really has loyalty, especially when they're paying people to, come and do a job. It's just like, well, I'll just pay someone else. It's really just nobody gives a shit about you.
Well,
America.
I was a supervisor. I'm not gonna say the name of the casino because it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
I was a supervisor in security, and I wasn't favored.
Yeah.
They didn't like me there because, lo and behold, I have a heart, and I treat other employees with respect, and I listen to them, and I don't believe in writing them up for every little minor nuance that they might have, and that's not what they wanted. They wanted someone that would backstab them and treat them like shit, and I'm not like that. I mean, granted, I made my mistakes, and they look down on those, and you learn from your mistakes, you know what I mean? Whatever, but nobody's perfect, but they couldn't get rid of me fast enough. I couldn't be rid of them fast enough, to put it to you that way. So
yeah, man.
And if I was one of their friends, they would have given me the night off and been hey, no problem, have a good time. Let's come back tomorrow, no problem. But no, you can come back at midnight. Gee, thanks. Thanks. You guys have a lot of heart. Appreciate it. So
Yeah, that's rough, man. That's really rough. I know I did a lot of corporate work, and it was just 16-hour days, like for weeks on end, just no breaks, and no one gives a shit, man. They're just, oh well, we'll just fire you and hire someone else instantaneously, no sweat off our back.
Yeah. And when nepotism runs deep in a company, it's and if you're not one of the favored people, then it's pretty hard to fight that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the American way these days,
Absolutely.
man.
So
it's all for the dollar, and no one gives a shit about their people, and no one cares if they can get away with not giving you health insurance, not giving you any kind of benefits, cutting your wages as hard as they can. They're going to do it. They're going to do it as fast as they possibly can because it makes the guy at the top $5 more.
Exactly.
It ruins your whole life and your whole living, but nobody gives a shit about you, right? And that's really the American way, and it's really sad.
Right.
It's crippling the country, honestly. But we're not in charge anymore.
Yeah.
This is a few select people, corporate fat cats, just running bullshit.
Yeah.
It sucks. But I see you have Eddie Van Halen all over your thing, man. That was a bummer when that happened.
God.
That came out of nowhere, huh?
Oh my God. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, for our generation, he's the greatest guitar player ever, and there's not going to be another one like him. I mean, he was so innovative.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination a lead guitar player, but I went back listening to the early records and just listening to like Little Guitars and Cathedral and obviously Eruption. I mean, his name is all over those, and what he did was incredible. I mean, his picking hand was incredible. Like, just to see what he was doing with his right hand. I can't name a guitar player out there that had they can do that fast picking, but they can't play it like he did with his loose wrist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's not to negate anybody that's someone in the business. Ace Frehley is still my all-time favorite guitar player. But even Ace has to look at Eddie and go, "Oh my God, he was." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So,
the Ace is great, but I mean Eddie Van Halen's like one of the greatest.
Yeah. So, it's such a lot. I remember back in 2015, I was working for MGM Grand, and I was a supervisor there, and the Billboard Music Awards was being held there, and my boss at the time, he was a big rock guy also. And we got a call from their management company saying, "Hey, they're going to be here in 5 minutes. Can you send someone to pick up David Lee Roth?" And well, my boss loved me. He was like, "Hey, Chad, go take care of this." Chad's my real name, in case anybody doesn't know that. Hey, Chad,
my
go
brother's
take care.
name.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So I went down there and met David Lee, took him up to his room. Then I went back downstairs, picked up Eddie and Alex. And Eddie was so nice. He asked me my name. I didn't volunteer it. He just, he goes, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing? What's your name?" I go, "I'm Chad." Well, Chad, nice to meet you. I'm Ed. He stuck his hand out to shake my hand. That was so nice of him. You know how many rock stars don't do that? People don't do that because they just don't want to be bothered. And I get it. They're being pawned at, and this is old hat to them, but they just want to go up to the room and and relax and whatever. But this guy just seemed to enjoy his life and appreciated what he had and appreciated the people around him. Sweetest guy. I can't. I was like, I mean, my head exploded that day. I'm like, this guy wants to shake my hand. This is a legend. You know what I mean? And I know that, but I have to keep it professional. I can't. I got to keep my inner 10-year-old girl inside me.
Right.
So, but I hung out with them pretty much all weekend. They were just the nicest people. They were the nicest people. Dave was awesome. I can't say enough nice things. And he's got a reputation of being a real jerk, and he wasn't. He was really nice. He invited me into his hotel room, let me sit down. We talked for a while. Talked to Alex for a little bit. Wolf was kind of in his own world. He didn't really want anybody hanging out with him. He was really nice, but he's like, "I don't need anybody. I'm good. I got this. Nobody knows who I am." He's like, "I don't need this. It's cool." He's like, "Okay, no problem, man. Have a good nice meeting." He was real cool too, But to lose that, and that's, I think Prince was hard to lose also because he was a huge influence musically for me early on. But losing Eddie was hard. That was hard to swallow.
Yeah.
It was really hard to swallow. And I think we all knew he was sick.
He'd been sick for a while.
Yeah, and I think David Lee had said something earlier this year that he didn't think Van Halen would tour again. And he was right. I think he knew it, and I think he was being kind to not mention it. You know what I mean? I think that's because Eddie was a private person.
Yeah, and that last tour wasn't exactly the best, man.
No.
You know, they were. I saw video of it. I didn't actually make it out there, but it was. It wasn't like as amazing as
Sure.
as Van Halen really. Like I saw them in 2004. I saw them,
Right.
and it was one of the best concerts I ever seen in my life. I mean, it was just friggin' amazing,
Right.
man. And they had Sammy fronting them at that point, and Michael Anthony was still in the band.
Sure.
And yeah, it was one of the best shows I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And you watch old videos of them playing, they were like one of the best bands that ever happened. And of course, that's one of those things that happens when your brother's the drummer.
Yeah.
And it's just like that connection. It's a shame to have lost such a legend in the industry, man. And he was just, what was he doing the last few years? He was just hanging out at his mansion and taking like one of his sports cars down to the studio, playing some guitar, laying some licks down, and then taking a different car back up to it. You know, he's just like, I don't know what to do with my time anymore. It's a massive loss, man. It's just like it makes me think of like Dimebag Darrell, man. Him and his brother Vinny, and who he also lost, Vinny.
Yeah.
I hope Alex handles it well, and you know, I know Vinny took it so hard whenever Dime went, and he just started drinking so heavily, and it was really sad. I mean, that it's your brother. It's, you know, when you're in a band, there's that bond.
Yeah.
And then when it's actually your brother in the band with you, I mean, that's beyond.
I played back east. I played in a band with two brothers that I'm still friends with to this day, and they'll be playing on my next record, actually. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, I know. When I left them, when I had been in their band for years, for probably 6 or 7 years at that point, and we all consider each other brothers to each other. Like, I'm probably their surrogate brother. But these two guys will never leave each other, and I understand that bond. I get it, and they're both very, very talented. Very talented. You know, Brian Pastor, he's the main songwriter and keyboardist and singer, and his brother Darren Pastor is the guitar player, and he's an incredible talent, incredible guitar player. But these guys will, they're like this. So if something were to happen to either one of them, I don't know how it would affect them. It would break my heart, number one, because I don't want to see any of them do anything bad, you know what I mean? And I would just, all I could do is be there for them and just hope and support them. But I get the bond, I understand that. I hope Alex takes time to heal, takes time to mourn, but then continues.
Yeah.
And so on some level, has to, because he's, in my opinion, he's probably one of the greatest drummers in the world.
Oh yeah, easily, man, easily. I mean, just so many amazing drum lines that came out of that band. I'm trying to think of. There's one in my head. Is it Hot for Teacher I'm thinking of? That's just freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that drum beat's amazing, man. That was one of those drum lines I spent forever trying to get down.
Sure.
I never really got it down either. It's
my favorite drum line from him was Intruder. Yeah, going into Pretty Woman. I don't know, something about that is so simple. I just loved it. I don't know. I was listening to it the other day when, after he passed, because Diver Down is one of my favorite records from them. You either love that album or you hate it. I love it. So I was listening to that again. It's like, I really dig this groove. It's just awesome. I don't know why. I still get excited when I hear it. And I don't know.
Yeah, the intro they did for Pretty Woman was amazing.
Yeah.
I really loved that intro. Like I hate when it just cuts into Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Like if he comes on the radio or something, they'll skip that whole, because it's like,
I know.
It's like 60, 70 seconds or whatever it is.
Yeah, just whatever Eddie's doing on the guitar, it just makes sense. Then it goes right into Pretty Woman. But I like that. He starts out with like a regular single, but then he goes into the. I love that. I don't know.
They were legendary, man.
Yeah.
That's when they were really on fire, That's when they were in their prime, just fucking bringing it, And they could do no wrong at that point, So it's those kind of things are amazing, man. They are amazing. I agree. I hope after Alex heals up, man, he comes out with some kind of new project and keeps on playing drums, because what a phenomenal musician, and that really is what it's all about, man. Life's about playing and having a good time and like. Living.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that man lives, is to play drums. But it's got to be hard whenever your brother's gone, the guy you've always done it with.
Yeah, and that tweet he put out, that tweet he put out was got me in the feels.
Yeah.
So, you know, hey, Ed, see you on the other side. Love you, your brother Ed, and I'm like, or your brother Alex. I'm like, yeah, that's tough. That's really tough, man. And I
It's so
felt for him.
tough. Yeah. Yeah, that's brutal, man. Yeah, my brother was we played together. He's a guitar player, fantastic guitar player, and it was so much fun playing with him growing up. And I really miss it. He's also an audio engineer now.
Oh, nice. Very
and I try to get him to play. You know, I try to encourage him to like let's jam these songs or let's do this thing or that thing, and it always ends up not happening. You know, and it's like one of those things. He kind of let it go. You know, he's
Sure.
just like he still can play. But like, if I want to get him into a project, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
And it's a bummer because it was that bond, you know,
Sure.
where you're playing with your brother. It's pretty fantastic. But you know, it'll never. I don't know. I don't think it'll ever happen anymore. I've always wanted it to. We got close last year. I got really close to getting him back into doing a little tribute thing, little cover band thing. But when push came to shove, he was just like, I'm not feeling it.
Oh,
And I'm like, man, the show's like right around the corner. Like we already have it booked and everything, but
he just didn't want to do it. Huh?
yeah, he didn't want to do it anymore. It was kind of a bummer, but you know, he's a badass engineer and he's focused on that. So he's
makes
got
him
his own
happy.
studio at his house, like I do, and he works for some amazing people and
Good.
does some amazing things.
Good.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. So you got this pretty cool T-shirt here. Let's check that thing out, man.
So, this is the CC Storm X-Ray Eyes T-shirt. This was designed by a guy named Chris Goff from Detroit, Michigan. So, I covered this Kiss cover, X-Ray Eyes, with Mary Crya, who sings some lead vocal on it. And I put it out over the summer, and Chris made this for me, and he needed it for a single cover when I put it to iTunes and Spotify. So I asked him, I said, hey, Chris, do you want if I make T-shirts out of this? He goes, no, go right ahead, go for it. So these are available. If you hit me up on Facebook, if you guys want to get one, they are...
Turn it a little more so you can see it on the camera.
I'm sorry.
Boom.
Boom, there it is.
It's available on. You can hit you up on Facebook and
On Facebook, what was I charging for them? I think I was charging like $15 for them or something like that. So, or $20. Let's say 15. Let's be fair about this.
Right.
So 15 plus a couple hours shipping if you want to get it shipped, you know, over the United States. Hit me up on Facebook and I'll see that you get one.
Let's see here. I think I found that on Reverb Nation too. With
There it is.
ooh.
Sometimes you say you want my love today.
Oh, you guys did this in the studio too, huh?
Correct.
I know
Correct. This was at Chase Music Studio.
and I know I see.
I haven't heard X-Ray Eyes in forever.
It's such a good deep cut too.
Yeah. I drive my tattoo artist that I get my back tattoo done with. I drive nuts because I'm always playing Kiss albums the whole time. I was like, Kiss has some great songs, but then they also have some deep cuts that are a little off the walls, you know, here and there. And he's just like, Jesus, do we gotta listen to Kiss the whole time? I was like, we're tattooing Kiss, homie.
Yeah, that's right.
Always start with whatever face we're doing. We'll start with that album. You know, they all did their solo albums.
Sure.
So we start with the solo album, and then just start jamming Kiss records until we're done with the face.
Sure.
And one of my favorite ones off the solo albums was Gene Simmons did what, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, right?
When You Wish Upon a Star.
When You Wish Upon a Star. What the fuck, Gene? That's so ridiculous, right? But it's it's the one song that stands out for me the most on that album was that I was just like, is this really happening right now? Gene Simmons.
Do you know why he did that song?
No, why did he do that? Song?
Because when he moved to this country, he realized how great America is because he came from Israel, obviously. But he realized that your dreams can come true in this country, and that's why he recorded it.
Nice.
So I thought that was like, well, that's really sweet. I get it now. Because I even when I was a kid, when I first heard that, I was like, huh?
Yeah, that's
How do you
the
go from
response, right?
How do you go from she's radioactive to when you wish upon a star? How do you go from that to this? You know, I get it. You know, I understand.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. I think what's your favorite first of all of the Kiss solo albums? I know which one mine is, but
Paul Stanley's my favorite.
you like Paul Stanley?
I mean, I love Aces, but I love Paul Stanley's album.
yeah, he's yeah. What?
Aces. There's one song on Aces album that I don't hate the song, but I don't get it. I don't. It just to me, it's too off the wall for me, and that's Wiped Out.
Okay.
Some people love that song, and I don't hate it. I don't hate the song. I just don't get it. I understand what he's singing about. I get that, but if it wasn't for that song, I probably would pick Aces over Paul's. But everything on Paul's album from start to finish, I can listen to over and over again. Peters is probably, I don't hate Peters either, but that's my least favorite.
Yeah.
So if I had to
I'd agree
choose,
with that.
I would go Paul, Ace, Gene, Peters. That would be my ranking. So,
I love it.
but
Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you. Except for I just flip Ace and Paul
Sure.
around. I just like the Ace
yeah, and
a
it's
little better.
and it's funny because the two guitar players, and I get it. I get shit for that all the time. Well, why Paul? I go because I love Paul Stanley. Okay,
of course, he's amazing.
So, and I love Ace Frehley. I think Ace Frehley's he's my guitar god. I love him. In fact, on my Passionately Angry album, I cover one of his unreleased songs called Audio Video.
Oh yeah.
So-
yeah, there's Catch Me When I Fall.
So I love Ace Frehley, but but Paul's albums is definitely my favorite. He's always been my favorite member of Kiss anyway. But
Yeah, he's pretty incredible, dude. And I think I have that right here on this Reverb Nation.
yeah,
Oh, I love it. Is this done at Chase's studio as well? Or
Sure.
Chase Music Studio?
sure.
That sounds like a Kiss record, man.
That's what I get. I get that a lot.
The reverb's really on point. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a deep cut. I haven't heard that in forever,
Yeah.
man. That's pretty cool.
On my new one, I'll have Words Are Not Enough on there also. I did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I like that song. I always like that song too.
Yeah, cover songs are the way to go, man. Like that's come up a few times where every artist that like really breaks into the industry, they all do it with like a cover song. It's always because people can relate. They understand that song, and it's like already in their head, and so it's like a really easy way to get people to become fans of yours. Is just to bang out a cover song that's pretty popular, or like redo it.
Right, and I try to do it justice. I try to not to veer too far off to the left with it. I want people to recognize it and hear the song that they remember. Like with anybody who's a real big Kiss fan and a real big Ace Frehley fan that dove into his deep catalog and the unreleased stuff that he did before the Frehley's Comet album came out, I wanted them to hear and go, oh yeah, that sounds like Ace playing, or it sounds like I wanted it to be familiar. I didn't want to make it mine. You know what I mean? Because it's still Ace Frehley's song. But I like to try to pick songs that people don't really know anyway. I mean, if I'm going to do a cover, I didn't want to do like Rock and Roll All Night or something like that everybody knows.
Yeah.
So when I play live, I do a cover from a band called Guster, a song called One Man Wrecking Machine.
Guster?
Yeah.
Okay. Never heard of them.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're really good. But I like One Man Wrecking Machine. It's a great song. It's got some musically, lyrically, it speaks to me. It has some things that I kind of went through when I was a kid and going into school, and things you wish you could do again. And my drummer Pat Caruso, he made a comment to me last week. He goes, "Yeah, I don't know where that song came from. And who's Guster?" But yeah, they're good. I like them. I think they're a different type. I think they're more like a college band. It's kind of how I describe them.
Yeah.
Like Vertical Horizon, they were more of a college band at one point. But
That's cool. I'm going to leave that page up. I never heard of them before.
so
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I can play their music on my podcast.
no, it's fine. I understand.
But yeah, this is awesome, man. Oh, look at these. These are some great shots too here on your Reverb Nation. I like this shot. With the bass. What basses are you playing right now?
I have a Tobias Bass, which is in that photo there. And I was able to get back an old bass that I bought back in 1991. It was a Fender Precision Light.
Oh, okay.
So,
The Fender Precision's a classic.
oh yeah. So,
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
Tobias bass.
yeah.
You don't see that often.
No, it plays great. It records great too. Because I like lightweight instruments. I don't like them too heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have I have a Fire Plant over there, which is a company that's back from California that my buddy Anthony, who I was showing earlier, plays guitar with my Primus band. He's endorsed by Fire Plant.
Oh, nice.
And man,
By the way, I love Primus.
Oh, dude, thank you, man.
I love Primus.
That's my favorite, man. It's every time it comes on, I'm just like, what the hell is happening? You know?
The only song I can play from Primus is American Life.
That's a fun one.
That's a great song.
That's
the only. I mean, I can't do what Les does. He's a god.
Yeah, man. He's pretty incredible. That one was. It's got a lot of fun, like roll off stuff that you're doing with your finger. I had to really start focusing on the upstroke with that when you're doing American Life. I had to get the whole. You're not just slapping down, but you're coming back up with the thumb technique. And that's one of the things I like about learning all those Primus songs. It's like every song, he's like, well, here's a different bass technique that you need to develop so you can just play this one song. It's like, fuck. This is going to take a while. But he really helps you dig in. And then when I go out and play, it's always like, well, I need to bring like 3 different kinds of basses, and I need all these different pedals and all these different sounds, and it's like just getting it as close as I can to what he's actually accomplishing is really a fun task for me, man. But it's still not. He's still so much better than I will ever be as a musician, you know.
His left hand, I swear, it's got to be mutant. It's got.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how the guy. I don't know.
And his speed, man, speed is just beyond me, dude. Like, he does songs that I'm doing where I'm like rolling off, or I'll be doing My Name is Mud's always a great example of that, where I'd play it with rolling off my fingers, but he'll sit there and freaking downstroke the whole song, and it's like, that's like a 6-minute song.
Yeah.
You're going to downstroke the whole time? When I go see him live, I'm just like, he's going to downstroke this whole thing. That's insane to me. Mm-hmm. And I grew up playing freaking Slayer.
Yeah.
And that's all downstroke music.
Yeah.
But I still can't keep up with his speed. It's beautiful, man. Mm-hmm. Have you heard the thing he did with John Lennon's son?
I did not.
Lennon Claypool Delirium?
No, I haven't heard that.
Oof, that is amazing stuff, man.
I'll have to check it out.
And Sean Lennon he's just incredible, man. He's just an incredible musician. Let me see here. I got a picture of him somewhere. I bet I can find on the interwebs. On the web. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, it's going to pull it up on the side. Pull it up in the main screen. Boom.
There it is.
And this is actually a good picture of Sean. He's a lot grungier looking. But they do some incredible stuff, man, together, and they bring a keyboard player into the event, and man, what a psychedelic experience those albums are. He did a second album. Normally he's doing, like one album and then going on to his next project or going back to Primus, and this one was so special. He's still doing it. That we might even get a third album out of him. I don't know. But yeah, it's Angela bought me some tickets to go see him live, and fantastic live show, of course, to be expected by those kind of guys, right? But yeah, Lennon, the Claypool Lennon Delirium, I definitely recommend that stuff.
Okay,
I want to get a cover of them going on the next time I do Blue Collar Bastards. I got to cover at least one of their songs, man, because it's. Did you ever hear any of the other stuff he did as a solo artist?
No.
Like he did some stuff with Tom Waits.
Oh wow!
And he did some stuff with Buckethead, and then what's the drummer? He did this thing called Oysterhead, this thing called Flying Frog Brigade, and he's bringing in all these other people. But yeah, Les is always doing some crazy shit off the wall stuff whenever he's not playing with Primus. But who was some of your inspirations? I mean, Les is a big one for me, man. Who was a big inspiration for you growing up as a bass player?
I was a bass player. Well, obviously Gene Simmons. I just thought what he could do. If you listen to, he's very underrated. It's one thing about Gene Simmons. He's a very underrated bass player.
Oh yeah.
He's some of the licks that he does, and then he sings on top of that. That's all I know how to do. That, I mean, people are like, well, don't you just? How do you sing and play at the same time? I was like, I don't know. I've always done it that way. That's how Gene does it. Paul McCartney, obviously. Billy Sheehan, another huge influence.
I got to meet Billy a couple times.
I've only talked to him online, but he's always been really, really nice when I talk to him online.
The nicest dude.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Yeah.
He seems like it. But I was more into like songwriters. I liked musically. I like Sweet early on.
Nice.
Yeah, Blue Oyster Cult, Boston, and then in the '80s, listening to when I was developing my songwriting skills, I was listening to obviously the '80s metal stuff. But early on, when I was a kid, I mean, you want to talk about eclectic. I was listening to my parents' albums when I was first cutting my teeth. Like they had, John Denver and the Carpenters and Neil Diamond. That's what I was really grew up listening to initially.
Love Neil Diamond.
So do I. Oh my God, bless you, my son. That Hot August Night album to me was to this day still stands in my catalog because I can listen to that over and over again. I love that record. But and people look at me like I have three heads when I say that. Like, huh? What? Sorry, I like what I like,
Yeah.
Prince, again, was another huge influence on me just because that's how I got into learning how to play more instruments. Like, you didn't have to limit yourself to just one instrument.
Yeah, Prince is an amazing multi-instrumentalist.
So, I mean, not that I ever thought that I could be Prince.
Nobody can.
But he touched a nerve in me. Like, I said, I think I can do that. So, and I tried, and I think I did it with that, I hope. So, but, yeah, that's pretty much what I grew up listening to, and grew up my influences. Like I said, a lot of singer-songwriter stuff, even like real easy listening stuff like James Taylor and how even like Michael Bublé, stuff like that. Harry Connick. Like I have a very very vast catalog in my CD collection.
Well, you mentioned Billy Sheehan, and I got to work with him a couple times, and
that's awesome.
And he was such a nice dude because, like you were saying before, a lot of times you work with a big-time celebrity or big-time musician. And it's kind of like, well, I'll leave this guy alone, Obviously, he doesn't want to be bothered. And Billy was not that way at all. Billy was like, what are you up to right now, And he just start talking to you like he's nothing special at all. And so, we got into talking about bass playing. And then one time after a gig, he would come up and show me his fingers and how they're all shredded up. And he's like, man, I got really into that show, and I don't know if I was this and that on this part, And it's like, dude, you're amazing. You're Billy Sheehan. Like that was an incredible performance, but he's still trying to be better, trying to he's everybody would think once you attain a certain level of musicianship that you're just confident in your abilities, and I just don't think that is the case with anybody. No matter who you are, you're always like, oh, I remember these couple mistakes I made on stage, even though nobody can recognize those mistakes.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, he was always just super open about that and just like the friendliest guy. And I remember we had packed everything up and the bus is out back, and he's walking out with the band, and the other two guys in the band weren't really having it, and everyone's like trying to get stuff autographed, and they were just like ignoring their fans, like musicians and people are, they're trying to get back on the road and get back with their lives. And Billy was just like, walks right in the middle of this circle of people that are just like super fans, just freaking out.
Right.
And he just goes, you guys want to hear some stories from the road, man? And they're just like, what? And just made everybody's whole year.
That's awesome.
And he signed everything for everybody.
That's really good.
And he sat there and told stories for like an hour, held up the bus, and he was just like, these are the people that are paying my bills, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I got to make sure that these people are happy.
Yeah.
And also, he just loves making people happy.
Good.
And that kind of influence on other people's lives is just, you can't buy that, man.
Right.
You can only just go out and do it. And Billy was always a great example of how to be as a musician and always how to stay grounded.
Yeah.
So.
And that's important. You have to stay grounded. You got to stay grounded. Cause
oh, yeah.
When it comes, I mean, I don't know about you, but when first thing I wake up in the mornings, I run to the bathroom, and everybody does that.
Yeah.
So Billy Sheehan does that. Everybody does that. So it's important to remember that you're not up here. You're still here. You're just getting to do something very extraordinary with your life, and you're getting, call it luck or call it hard work or whatever you want to call it. You're getting to do something a lot of people that have only dreamed about doing. I don't think I'll ever get that lucky. I just like to play. If I were to pick up a tour, great. That'd be awesome. I did one small tour in my life so far, and that's it. And was it fun? It was okay. Could have been better.
Touring's rough.
Yeah, but sure is. And it's rough when you drive 8 hours and you play for one person.
I've done that.
Yeah, so
that's the reality of being a touring musician.
Exactly.
If you haven't done that gig yet, that gig's coming up. You know,
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
musician, you're playing that gig
It's going to
soon.
happen. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Because that's what it takes to get there, man. You know, you have to just put in the time and pay those dues, and living on the road's really hard, man. It really is. But I look forward to doing it even as time goes on and I get older, and I really, you know, I'm not going to be a famous musician in my life, but I love to play, and it's like I look forward to like getting a band established where I can just go tour that record around and just to get it out there. You know, I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to lose money on the tour.
Sure.
But it'd be like, oh, well, this summer I'm going to go tour it. And next summer I'm going to go tour it. And then I'll just be working on a new record and just, you know, you pretend to do it or not pretend, but you know, you do it. And it's not about making money or being famous. It's about playing music in front of people and doing the thing you've always loved since you were a kid. And I think that's way more important than becoming famous.
I wouldn't want to be famous. I really don't want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as a kid I did, but when I see what it does to you, I don't know. I like my privacy. I like sitting at home with my girlfriend and, you know, we talk and we watch movies, and I wouldn't want to be out in that spotlight all the time.
No, it's hard.
I like to do it. I like to have a little, I wouldn't say recognition. I just like to go out there and play. And if you like what I'm doing, great, thanks. That's awesome. We'll sit and we'll talk after, we'll have a beer or whatever and have a good time. But I don't know. I wouldn't want that. I mean, I don't know. I say that now, but of course, if it were to happen, it'd be like, you know, what would actually happen after that? But
well, yeah, you're going to take the opportunity,
Sure.
right? I mean, that's a huge life opportunity. But
Sure.
I think what's important is to not let yourself feel down if that doesn't happen in your career. You know?
yeah, and obviously, if I was feeling down, we wouldn't be sitting here talking right now.
Oh, exactly.
So, again, this is something I love to do. I'm going to take a loss on my next record. I know it.
Everyone.
Yeah, I know I am, but I do it because I love doing it. You do it because you love doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it because they love doing it.
Purpose, man.
Exactly.
It's something to wake up for, and it's a beautiful thing whenever you're putting this much time and effort and money into your passion.
Right.
That's what
Right.
living's all about, man.
Exactly.
That's what we're here to do, is create these passions and really
Yes.
put our all into them, man. And yeah, it's definitely awesome, man. I'm actually I admire your that you're getting this new album out. I've been saying I was going to do it, and I still haven't. I'm not in the studio making it happen, you know. And I got the studio right upstairs, and it's like distractions. You get so distracted so easily in life, and
Sure.
you can get wrapped up in bills and bullshit and drama, and man, just staying focused and staying dedicated and actually banging it out. It's hard to accomplish.
Well, by the time my next record comes out, it'll be 5 years since that one.
Okay.
So
Yes, it takes time.
It takes time. So, I just know I know there's this fire inside me that I have to make sure it gets done.
Yeah.
And then that will be satiated, and then I can move on, and then do some shows. Hopefully. But
Yeah, if the government ever lets us play again, man, that's a scary thing that's going on right now. Is just complete shutdown of live entertainment. It's crippling Las Vegas so hard, and I know it's fucking me all up, man. That's my whole existence is about live performance and
Right.
live entertainment, and you know, either whichever side I'm on, you know, if I'm on the stage or if I'm behind a console, it's like that's every day of my life. That's what it's been about.
Exactly.
And it's just gone.
yeah.
And I really hope it comes back
Oh,
sooner than later.
we'll see.
Yeah, we will,
see.
man. It's rough, man. It's rough. But yeah.
So
Well-
talk about Sunshine and Rainbows now.
Just talking about Sunshine and Rainbows. Exactly, man. So it's Sober October right now. So Sunshine and Rainbows, I've been participating in the Sober October, feeling great. Yeah, loving life again, man. Got a great workout in this morning and everything, and it's like all of a sudden like the world starts not feeling so shitty, man.
Right.
Especially getting all that weed out of my brain. Like, man, does that slow me down, dude? And you don't think about it. You're like, oh man, I'm so normal all the time. And then like I hit the month of October, and then it's just like the first week sucks, and then now we're on the second week, you know, going into the third, and it's like all of a sudden my eyes are open again, and I'm like, oh man, I feel great again.
I can't
feel
do this stuff.
great.
It gives me a headache.
Yeah,
It gives me a bad headache. Just the smell. And I did it when I was younger, but I can't do it now. Just the smell of it gives me wicked headaches.
yeah, that happens to a few people, man,
So-
that I know, and a lot of people end up being allergic to it.
That maybe what it is now. Who knows? But I got nothing against it. But I can't do it anymore. I mean, I can't do it with my job as it stands now anyway. But
yeah,
and I don't know. But hey, it ain't gonna kill you. So
that's it, man. That's it. Oh, cool, man. Well, I think this has been a great interview, man, and I really like to thank you for coming on again, man. You got the new album coming out next year, Rise the Horizon.
correct.
You got CC Storm online, ccstorm.com. That'll be relaunching soon.
Correct.
And of course, Passionately Angry, available now at Zia Records, streaming online. So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on the show and promoting your new record, man. It's been a pleasure.
As soon as live performances hit again, we will be out playing because my band is actually called CC Storm in the Aftermath.
Okay.
And so far, I have Pat Caruso on drums, and I have to certainly give a plug to my buddy Lenny Widegren, who just moved to Vegas from Los Angeles. Lenny, a little story about Lenny. Lenny, I played with at Musicians Institute, where I met him about 25 years ago. Lenny was in the movie Get Him to the Greek. He played Russell Brand's guitar player in that movie. So
I love that movie.
Yeah. So he's the guitar player with the top hat or with the cowboy hat on, or whatever.
Nice.
So yeah, Lenny's a good guy, great guitar player, and I'm looking for another guitar player. So if anybody who wants to join a band, you listen to my music. If you want to play it, let me know, and let's jam together, see what happens.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and there's an abundance of guitar players out here in Las Vegas,
Yes.
man. You definitely won't have any problem finding that. That's for sure. I mean, fuck, every other guest on my podcast is a guitar player out here, man. There's just so many, and hopefully everyone gets to start playing music again because I don't know what everyone's doing at this point. It's crazy.
Well, Keith Robert, if you're watching this, that door is always open for you, buddy.
Oh yeah, Keith! What an incredible talent Keith is.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Ace Frehley.
Oh my
know?
God, yeah, I'd love to work with him. So
yeah, man. Well, cool. I have your reverb up again.
Cool.
I got Words Are Not Enough. You like that one? We'll play the podcast off. Bada bing.
thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, man. It's fantastic. This has been another episode of To the Fullest with Jason Froberg.
Can't stop tossing and turning at night. It gets harder each day, fighting with this feeling inside. You can swear that you love me by every star in the sky, but when you're close to me, you get that look in your eyes. The burning feeling, you just can't
Hey everyone, thanks for watching my podcast. You can check out more podcasts right here and subscribe by clicking right here. We are a new podcast every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.